Hi there, welcome to Bernama today. It's Nadia Latif and Sonia Aisha with you this 10th of October 2019. Now today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. KEE, who's the Managing Director of Penetron Malaysia Sendirian Berhad. Now Sonia, did you know that waterproofing is a huge industry in Malaysia? Now I was trying to read up a little bit more about what it was. So today we have someone who has been in the industry for a good 30 plus years, an expert, so he's going to be telling us more about that. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here.
It's such an interesting topic today. Yes. You know, we're talking about the waterproof industry in Malaysia, and I think not many people, I think we take it for granted. Previously, it was more on waterproof technologies. Yes. I remember having a watch that was waterproof, and that was considered advanced. But tell us about your company, Penetron in Malaysia. What does it do?
Penetron Malaysia is specialized in waterproofing, especially the crystalline type integral type waterproofing compound, which can react with concrete to seal crack. That is our most advantage. And also, not only that we are supplying waterproofing compound, in addition, we are also protecting the concrete from deteriorating.
So it's not like textile materials that you're focusing on waterproof buildings.
Building structure, concrete element.
Okay. And is it paintings or the structure itself is waterproof?
Yeah, the main factor is the structure itself must be waterproof first, before additional of the...
And why is that so? Yeah. Is it because of erosions or...?
Because of, as you know, concrete made of cement, sand and aggregate plus water. When the water evaporates, you leave a lot of this micro void and crack in the concrete.
So it's something like the video.
Yeah, what you see in the video.
Concrete is a brittle material and it's hard, but it's brittle, can crack easily due to the thermal movement or any movement. So our product incorporate into the concrete, so we react with the water. So when with the presence of water, this the Penetron, our product called Penetron Mix, will act as a catalyst, and when you add the water, you form an insoluble crystal. This crystal is a very hard material and solid. The function of this material can seal crack and the micro void in the concrete, then to protect the concrete from deteriorating and waterproof the whole entire concrete structure.
So I was watching a video this morning to understand a little bit more about how this works. So they were mixing the powder and the liquid together, and then it's pasted on the building. So what you're saying now, different to what we usually understand, when it's waterproofed, when it rains, it's actually going to somehow reseal itself back, like what you just saw in the video, as opposed to continue cracking and chipping.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, when if the concrete no water, this ingredient really dormant.
Yeah.
And after several years, if the water start penetrate again in this concrete structure, then it will reactive again to seal the crack.
Yeah, this sounds more also like a safety issue and concerns that we can have in a particular building. How many buildings in Malaysia do you think are waterproof?
Do we?
Is it like?
Do we do that?
Yeah, do we have that?
I think all the building must be waterproof.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If actually the basic design for the building is to protect us from rain and weather.
Yes.
This is the basic design. But because of concrete, because the building is made of concrete, the structure with the reinforcement bar, therefore we need to have the...
In Malaysia, it rains a lot too. So this is a very crucial.
In particular in Malaysia, weather, they have a lot of rain, and we have a lot of time to dealing with this water. So we cannot allow water to get into our building. It will cause a lot of problem. But our system, there is another benefit additional, which can have additional of 60 years of concrete lifespan.
60?
60.
Wow.
For example, if you design concrete for probably about 50 years, you add on another 60 years, and you have about 110 years for the service life building.
Let me understand this. So a lot of buildings that I see built by property developers and all that, you've got rows and rows of houses, and when they hand it over to the owners, it looks nice. But within the next few weeks, everything starts cracking and things like that. Does that mean that they haven't waterproofed it, or they're just using things that are, I don't know, maybe if I dare say substandard material that's causing this?
That's the problem about our waterproofing industry actually. Many major problem is use of wrong material for wrong application area.
All right,
And also the installation procedure and the specification must be followed strictly with the QA QC implementation. QA QC means the quality assurance and quality control. So if you have good material or even you have bad material, how you apply also does not work.
Yeah.
The first thing we need to have a selection of a quality material and apply it following to the specification strictly. In not any step, the waterproofing will fail.
Yes.
That's why we always have this type of problem. And the cost may not be only the factor to be considered. As you know, the local building owner does not spend a lot of budget in terms of waterproofing.
Yes.
But something you cannot see.
Yeah.
Because it's something that Malaysians or people in general do not emphasize on, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, of course, waterproofing, you're in this sector. What do you think is the difference between the waterproofing industry back then versus how it is now?
Oh, now we have more advanced technology currently. As I mentioned, we have this indigo waterproofing compound. This previously we doesn't have this material to waterproof the concrete element, and this one is have a self-healing property. So after you install in the concrete, and you can protect the concrete from deteriorating, increase the lifespan, and waterproof the whole concrete element. These are our advanced technology benefit. Previously, what we use is choice are limited. Is those bituminous membrane and a prefabricated membrane. As you know, bituminous will be hardened over time. After 10 years, you need to replace it, and you increase the maintenance cost. So now we have many choice like.
When you say maintenance, is it something that needs to be revisited and you kind of have to go through the whole process of waterproofing the whole building, or?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends how bad the condition is.
Okay.
Maybe certain material may only last for about 10 to 15 years. You actually need to re-waterproof the whole area. They will cost you a lot of money. And especially like recently we are increasing our development about this residential apartment. The property owner very particular about the bathroom.
Yeah.
Once you have leaking, very difficult to repair. You need to cooperate the owner upstairs to allow you to access to their unit and do repairing.
That's right.
But most of the time, you're not.
Yeah, we recently had this, I think, piece of news that was talking about how a roof of a specific house or an apartment just totally caved in because it was damp from the top or something like that. So we hear a lot of that. I wanted to ask you, what is the difference between waterproofing and damp proofing? Because I also hear damp proofing.
Yes. Waterproofing is by nature is to prevent water penetrating through the concrete element. But damp proofing is not the water, but it's something finer, those vapor.
Okay.
Vapor penetration.
So it doesn't include things like mold.
It's a totally different issue.
All right.
But when water penetrates into the building, you allow mold to grow.
Yeah.
Affecting your health, you know, and also will affecting the property value.
Mr. Wu, you know so much about the waterproof industry in Malaysia. I'm just curious, how long have you been in this industry, and what made you be so passionate about waterproof products?
I was in this industry for about more than 30 years. To take it already. So we have experienced many kind of waterproofing issue, problem, and things like that. And actually, the reason why make me to be so passionate to be in this industry, because I love construction.
Okay.
And waterproofing system is a very sophisticated area and a specialized area. That's why we call the waterproofing installer as a specialist.
Yeah, specialization.
Because it's a complication. So you need to have the knowledge like civil engineering background as well as a chemistry background. So you have to understand the limitation of the concrete structure and also the limitation of the material, which both can be incorporated together to make it the system to be successful.
Okay, so you actually equip yourself with all this background and studies and experience before actually venturing
We're
into...
not only selling a product, we must understand the performance of the product.
In Malaysia, are you the only, would you say the only waterproof company there is? Or?
No, there's many waterproofing companies in Malaysia. We just only one of the waterproofing company.
Okay. So are you part of the product testing or the R&D of what waterproofing product works best in Malaysia? Because from what I hear from you, I understand that a different product may be necessary for different climate and different country. So are you part of that, like telling them, okay, if you want to work with us, then Penetron is the product that you want to use. Obviously not this product, because where you live, it's more damp, it rains more and all that?
Yes, because waterproofing, like a building, for example, is from roof to basement.
Yes.
When it comes to a basement, you have different kind of waterproofing to be considered.
Okay.
Your basement is below ground level. So that will be this admixture, the crystallization effect admixture will be an advantage, because it's very difficult to lay like those membrane underneath the slab. It's very hard to lay, and due to the weather problem, insulation problem, it may not be successful. And come to the superstructure, for example, like RC flat roof, toilet, balcony, we have a different system again. Like for example, the bathroom mostly using the cementation waterproofing to lay on top of the concrete. Like RC flat roof, I think today our building design has incorporated a lot of like water feature.
Oh yeah, they like having little fountains in the middle of the house.
Right?
Yes.
They can put it on the top of the RC flat roof or the deck at the suspended slab. But all this is made of concrete element.
Yeah.
So waterproofing is actually demanding for all this area.
You've just suddenly made me feel totally unsafe overhanging swimming pools overlooking, like high rise.
They might be a nice feature, but safety-wise.
Yes, correct.
I see some water feature even shut down because of leaking.
Yes.
But let's talk about the long-term consequences, of buildings that are not being waterproof. I understand you will see cracks, coming out from the walls, but what other long-term consequences? Because people take it for granted. Oh, it's just a crack. Like, I don't think the whole building is going to collapse, right?
Yes.
So what is it?
But it's long-term, the building going to collapse.
Yeah.
As you know, we got our structure made of concrete. Concrete reinforcement means they have a rebar, steel bar inside. When all this steel structure, steel in the concrete is very sensitive to water, you get corrosion.
Rust.
When it corroded or rust, you expand, concrete will crack.
Oh dear.
And allow more water to get in. And concrete will be delaminate or sporing.
So in actuality, we should take it seriously if our building is cracked. It's not just cosmetic, superficial. Because when, for example, you have a side wall of a home that's already being delivered, someone's already living in it, and it's cracked, you usually just call the contractor and he just slaps on something that looks like concealer, right? But it doesn't really do anything much for the building.
Actually, if we come to the cracking, we need to be very concerned. That is a standard to measure the crack. Anything, because the design crack, maximum is 0.3 millimeter. Is anything more than 0.3 millimeter, you already have to seal the whole crack.
Yeah, and there seems to be a lot of factors involved in this industry. Like you can waterproof coat it, but of course other elements will come up. Is there any other products that you sell besides this waterproof industry? I mean, besides waterproofing, what other products do you sell?
Yes, we after the waterproofing product, we also like selling like the epoxy polyurethane flooring for the commercial a car park. These are area. Yes. But
are they does it complement each other?
Yes. Like for example, for the car park, the lowest basement, you need to waterproof it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the epoxy paint unable to install.
Mr. MUN, I'm thinking, especially when you see a lot of flooding now, even in car parks, I'm guessing the first issue was the design. Then, of course, the second issue was the weather. But when the design was not right to begin with, however the amount of waterproofing that you do, you're still going to continuously get into problems, right?
Oh, yes.
So do you actually give your expertise or lend your expertise to the architects, the teams of construction to say, hang on, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
I can waterproof it, but you're going to have problems
and
again.
You can see some water is just, getting collected over there. Yeah.
Yes, this is a very, very important stage at the beginning, especially during planning stage. Yes, we are always contacted the owner or client or the architect, engineer, and to give our advice to them how to incorporate our waterproofing system into the design. Because every building have different design. So we have to understand, as I mentioned just now, we need to have a background of civil engineering and the chemistry.
So is your whole team civil engineers? Everyone with you? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
But what are the process? Say a customer or clients, they see a crack on the wall and they contact you. Do you send a consultant to come and consult the building?
Firstly, we have to visit the site to find out what's the cause of the crack. And we will provide solution, the repair solution to the client, how to repair this crack. The few method to be repaired anyway.
Okay, and what's the whole duration of that? From the time that they make the call to you and by the time you fix it? Yeah.
Within 14 days, we will inspect the site and come with a report, and up to the client when they want to carry out.
Okay.
And depend how much work we have to carry out.
I see. Is there a website that they can go to if they want to find out more about your products and your services?
Yeah, I can go to penetronmalaysia.com.
penetronmalaysia.com.
Yes.
All right. So well, thank you so much, Mr. Wu. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much. It's been a lovely session, understanding about the waterproof industry.
Teaching us about this.
That's right. So we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we have more news and updates to bring to you. Stay tuned.